Oh child, if these old walls could talk, they'd whisper tales that would curl your toes and chill your soul. I'm Auntie Mae, as folks around here call me, though my given name is Maeve Thompson, a woman who's seen 70 winters and summers come and go in this creaky old Victorian house on Elm Street. It's been my haven since my late husband, God rest his soul, passed on 15 years ago. Raised my boy Marcus here, watched him grow from a scrawny kid with scraped knees to a man with his own burdens. After his messy divorce from that no-good Sheila 2 years back, he moved back in with me. Said it was temporary, but temporary has a way of stretching out like taffy in these parts. It started on a Tuesday night, one of those autumn evenings where the wind howls like a banshee through the trees, stripping leaves and rattling shutters. I'd just settled into my favorite armchair by the fireplace, a cup of chamomile tea steaming in my hands, the scent of honey and herbs soothing my weary bones. The clock on the mantel ticked steadily, marking the hours toward midnight. Marcus had gone to bed early, claiming exhaustion from his job at the auto shop, fixing cars all day, grease under his nails, the weight of the world on his shoulders. That's when I heard it. At first I thought it was the wind playing tricks, or maybe the neighbor's cat scampering across the roof. But no, these were footsteps, heavy, deliberate paces, back and forth like someone deep in thought or pacing off their worries. They came from directly above my bedroom ceiling, the attic. That dusty old space hadn't seen a soul in months, not since I'd stored away some Christmas decorations last winter. My heart skipped a beat, a cold prickle running down my spine. Lord have mercy, I whispered to myself, setting the tea down with trembling hands. I strained my ears, the fire crackling softly in the hearth. There it was again, thud, thud, pause, thud, not the light patter of an animal, but the solid weight of a grown person. My mind raced. Burglar? Squatter? Or something worse? Marcus had been acting strange lately, jumpy, checking his phone more than usual, coming home late with excuses about overtime. I'd chalked it up to the divorce lingering, but now doubt crept in like fog off the river. Quiet as a mouse, I slipped into my robe, the soft flannel brushing against my skin, and tiptoed to Marcus's room down the hall. His door was cracked open, a sliver of moonlight spilling out. I peeked in. He was there, snoring softly under the quilt I'd sewn for him as a boy. Relief washed over me, but only for a moment. If not him, then who? The attic stairs were at the end of the upstairs hallway, a pull-down ladder that groaned like an old man's joints when you tugged the cord. I hesitated at the base, my bare feet cold on the hardwood floor. The house was silent now, save for the distant hum of the refrigerator downstairs. Maybe I'd imagined it. But no, Auntie Mae doesn't imagine things. I've raised a child, buried a husband, and weathered storms that would break lesser folk. I grabbed the flashlight from the hall table, its beam a thin sort of light in the darkness, and pulled down the ladder with a creak that echoed through the house. Each step up was a test of my resolve, the wood protesting under my weight. Dust motes danced in the flashlight's glow, the air growing thicker, mustier, laced with the faint scent of mothballs and aged paper. My heart thumped like a drum in my chest, blood rushing in my ears. What if someone was up there waiting? I pictured wild eyes, a desperate stranger cornered like a rat. At the top, I swung the flashlight around, illuminating boxes stacked like forgotten sentinels, old furniture draped in sheets like ghosts. The beam caught something in the far corner, a rumpled sleeping bag, unzipped and tossed aside, a duffel bag bulging at the seams, and a pair of worn men's boots, caked in mud. My breath caught in my throat. These weren't Marcus's. His were always polished, a habit from his father. "Marcus!" I called out, my voice sharper than intended, echoing off the rafters. Panic edged in, but I held firm, sweeping the light for any sign of movement. Nothing. Just the stillness, broken only by the wind outside. Footsteps pounded up the stairs below. Marcus, bleary-eyed, his hair tousled, pajamas askew. "Mama, what in the world are you doing up here?" "It's the middle of the night." I pointed the flashlight at the corner, the beam trembling slightly. "Explain this. Right now." His face drained of color, eyes widening as he took in the scene. He ran a hand through his hair, sighing deeply. "Mama, I can explain. Just come down and we'll talk. No, boy. We'll talk right here. I crossed my arms, the flashlight casting long shadows that made the attic feel even more oppressive. The air was heavy, pressing down like a secret too long kept. He slumped against a box, defeat etching lines on his face that hadn't been there before the divorce. It's Leo, my old friend from high school, remember him? The one who moved to the city after graduation. I nodded slowly. Leo Ramirez, tall, charming, always with a quick smile and a quicker wit. They'd been inseparable back then, getting into scrapes but nothing serious. What about him? He's in trouble, Mama. Bad trouble. Gambling debts, owed to some rough folks down in Atlanta. They were coming for him, threatening his life. He called me a week ago begging for help. I couldn't turn him away. I let him crash up here, just for a bit, until he figures things out. My trust, that fragile bridge between mother and son, cracked right then. A fissure ran through it, deep and jagged. Why didn't you tell me? This is my house, Marcus, our home. You bring a man on the run under my roof without a word? He looked away, shame coloring his cheeks. I didn't want to worry you. You're not as young as you used to be, and with your heart condition. I thought I could handle it. Leo's a good guy, just made some stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes that could bring danger to our door. My voice rose, echoing in the confined space. The flashlight beam danced as my hand shook. I could smell the faint odor of sweat on the sleeping bag, see the crumbs from hasty meals scattered nearby. How long had this been going on right above my head? Just then, a shadow shifted in the opposite corner. I swung the light over, and there he was, Leo, huddled behind a stack of old trunks, his eyes wide with fear, hands raised in surrender. He looked thinner than I remembered, his once handsome face gaunt, dark circles under his eyes like bruises. Mrs. Thompson, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Marcus stepped forward. Leo, it's okay. Mama, he's harmless. Just scared. I lowered the flashlight, my anger simmering into something more complex. Pity, perhaps, mixed with betrayal. Get down from here, both of you. We're talking this out proper. Over coffee. We descended to the kitchen, the house suddenly feeling too small, too full of unspoken words. I brewed a pot of strong coffee, the rich aroma filling the air, grounding me as I sat at the scarred oak table that's seen so many family meals. Marcus and Leo joined me, the latter fidgeting like a schoolboy in the principal's office. Tell me everything, I said, my voice steady now, the wise Auntie Mae emerging from the shock. Leo spilled it all. The thrill of the cards at first, the wins that hooked him, then the losses piling up like unpaid bills. I owed 20 grand to this guy, Vito. He's not the type to forgive. Marcus saved me letting me hide here. I was planning to leave tomorrow, find a job out west. Your savings? The ones for that down payment on your own place? My heart ached. He'd been sacrificing for a friend, but at what cost? And without telling me? As the night wore on, the story unfolded like a worn quilt. Patches of truth stitched together. Leo's fear was palpable, his hands trembling as he described the threats. Phone calls in the dead of night. Shadows following him home. Marcus admitted he'd heard the footsteps too, but dismissed them to protect me. I love you, Mama. I messed up. Dawn crept in through the windows, painting the kitchen in soft pinks and golds. I looked at these two men. My son, whom I'd nursed through fevers and heartbreaks, and his friend, a lost soul in need of grace. Trust was broken, yes, but family isn't glass. It's clay, malleable, able to be reshaped. We'll help you, Leo, I said finally, my voice soft but firm, but no more secrets. We do this together. The next days were a whirlwind. I dipped into my own nest egg. Widow's pension doesn't stretch far, but it was enough to start. Marcus worked extra shifts, and we contacted a debt counselor, negotiating with Vito's people through back channels. It wasn't easy. Tension hung in the air like smoke. Meals were quiet, conversations laced with caution. I caught Marcus glancing at me with guilt, and Leo kept to himself, helping around the house to earn his keep, fixing the leaky faucet, mowing the lawn, his way of saying thank you. One evening, as we sat on the porch, the sun dipping low, Painting the sky in fiery hues, Leo opened up more. Mrs. Thompson, you've been kinder than I deserve. My own family disowned me years ago. Call me Auntie Mae, I replied, patting his hand. It was rough, calloused from hard times. Family isn't just blood. It's who you choose to stand by. But the footsteps lingered in my mind, a metaphor for the unseen weights we carry. Nights were restless. I'd lie awake listening for phantoms. Trust once shattered, mend slowly, like a bone knitting back together. Then came the night of reckoning. A knock at the door after dark. 2 burly men, Vito's enforcers, demanding Leo. My heart raced as Marcus and I stood firm, Leo hiding upstairs. He's paid up, Marcus said, handing over the envelope with the last of the money. It's done,